Protesters in downtown Portland hoping to spread the word about Kony 2012.
You might remember the video of Joseph Kony and the use of children's soldiers. It went viral this year. K2's Erica Nachlan is live from downtown Portland where protesters gathered tonight. And Erica, there was some concern these protesters would vandalize businesses. What happened down there?
Well, police tell me they are ready for that. They've been watching closely, but no major problems, no arrests, no tickets. Really, the only thing that the dozens of protesters that were out here near Pioneer Courthouse Square tonight were doing is using washable chalk. You can see a message left here, and police say that's legal. A lot of the protesters we saw earlier tonight are high school students or even younger, and they all seem passionate about this worldwide cause.
Let's do it.
Gibson Reedy has a mission.
They're just in that building right there.
Get the Kony 2012 message out to as many people as he can with posters and flyers.
I got a whole bag full in here.
He's been involved for 2 years now, even before the video went viral.
We are going to make Joseph Kony a household name to bring his crimes to the light.
And tonight is no different.
Go as big as you can.
But he's making sure to ask businesses for permission.
A poster in your window?
Even though several shops refuse.
We're not going to quit. We're going to try all night.
His only worry, some people will turn a positive plea for attention into a chance to vandalize.
This is something that came up in the past week, that people are going to be tagging and you get in trouble for this. When this started, it was never about that.
This week, police have been warning people involved they could be arrested if they use graffiti, put posters up where they don't have permission, or even tape a flyer to a telephone pole.
Do you guys want some stickers to wear?
But we didn't see any of that from the crowd gathering at Pioneer Courthouse Square. No one's trying to do anything.
No one's trying to do anything, no vandalism, nothing bad. Everybody's just here all to promote awareness.
They are using washable chalk and stickers on their clothes. And while it sounds like some people may put up an illegal poster or sticker here and there,
just doing their own thing away from here so nobody sees.
Most want to stay focused on the message.
The overall goal is to catch Joseph Kony. I'll give you the bigger one. I think this will definitely be an effective campaign. Everyone will see posters, hopefully this weekend.
Now you see a few people here in those red shirts. Those are some protesters still out and about. We did talk to a few that said they want to be out all night long. But again, so far, no illegal activity. Police are telling businesses if they do see some vandalism or have some to their business that they can report it online. Reporting live in downtown Portland, Erica Nachlan, K2 News.
I think everybody's happy. Things stayed calm, at least for now, Erica. Thank you.
Making a political point with produce. Some Vancouver neighborhoods say it's been happening for a week, starting with threatening letters, sometimes leading to a barrage of tomatoes at their home. K2's Emily Sinovic just came back from one neighborhood where at least a couple homes were hit. So Emily, any idea who's doing this?
Well, Deb, I spoke with two neighbors who found tomatoes in their yard just yesterday morning. Neighbors who didn't get tomatoes got a letter. They considered it a threat. If you put up a pro-Obama sign, your house would be next.
Yep.
So that's how many people with tomatoes in the yard?
So that's one, two.
No garden required around here.
It's a pretty nice looking tomato if you ask me.
Rebecca found plenty of pretty fresh tomatoes in her front yard Wednesday morning.
There's about 5 or 6. They're all scattered everywhere.
No tomato plant and no idea how they got there.
I have not a clue. Not a clue.
It wasn't until she talked to a few neighbors.
And it was sat here with the big rock on it.
Who all got letters like Gary.
It's pretty cowardly just to have a letter put out without a name.
Written by a group called the Welcome Wagon, taking credit for throwing tomatoes on roofs of homes with Obama signs in the front yard.
The house on the end's been tomatoed twice.
I got hit because if you read the letter, it says anybody with the Obama sign will be targeted.
Rebecca says they picked on the wrong person.
I wasn't scared. No, I wasn't really scared. I was just more irritated and mad. Like, how dare they? It's my right to put whatever I want out here.
Post-tomato tossing, she put up 2 more pro-Obama signs, one in each window. A big no thank you to the Welcome Wagon, whoever they are.
I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but, that's my way of doing it.
Take a ride in one of these yellow trucks at PDX, and you'd better hold on. Nick Atwell is a biologist. Today, he's racing between runways and taxiways at PDX, looking for birds that threaten to take off right in front of airplanes. Every year, airplanes suffer major damage and even crash sometimes after slamming into birds. These pictures are not from Portland, but 93 times last year, a plane at PDX slammed into a bird.
There are bird and aircraft collisions. Fortunately, they don't all result in damage. It's very rare, actually, that they result in damage.
Atwell works with a team to scare off the birds between takeoffs and landings. You can see that bird took off, but it's labor intensive, and that siren and those pyrotechnics have a short range. So now PDX plans to roll out a laser gun like this one. It has a 1-mile range and fires a green 2.5-inch wide beam.
We don't blind birds with a laser. They actually see it as a physical object. They see it as something that's going to come and strike them.
The laser will allow these biologists to work faster and protect planes when they're the most vulnerable.
721, proceeding on Alpha, giving way to all aircraft. 721.
One more tool in the daily battle to make this an airport for airplanes, not birds. So what about the pilots in the airplanes? Is there a concern that these laser beams could blind the pilots? Well, there is a concern, but people here at PDX got this thing approved by the FAA, and they say they have a plan. They will never aim it at an airplane. At PDX, Brian Barker, K2 News.
Family, friends, complete strangers hope to shine a light on a dangerous intersection.
It's where a musician was killed by a hit-and-run driver last weekend. 53-year-old Jim Dean Patterson turned himself in today after seeing the story on the news. K2's Megan Coxtown is live in Southeast Portland, and Megan, neighbors say something has to be done out there.
Yes, and city leaders say that they recognize this is a high crash corridor out here on Southeast Foster Road. They tell me that they have made changes and they're working to make even more changes. But tonight, neighbors from this very area, complete strangers, came out to honor the victim here and raise awareness about the issues because they say the changes out here are not coming fast enough. A touching tribute to Jason Grant by his band members still struggling to sing their songs.
I was in the middle of writing a song with them last week on Wednesday, and every time I play it, I start to tear up.
Last Saturday, Grant was hit and killed on Southeast Foster Road in 70th. The gravel nearby is now the spot where Grant's best friend is grieving.
Yeah. It's gonna be rough without him all the way around.
Strangers are also here.
It doesn't even matter if I know him or not. You know, he's somebody. He's somebody's son. He's somebody's friend.
Some holding signs to raise awareness about another tragic loss on a dangerous stretch of road.
You can sort of add another crosswalk or something like that, but really the issue is that people keep getting killed because there are unsafe speeds for this kind of a neighborhood.
There's a longer distance between crossings.
Dan Anderson with the Portland Bureau of Transportation says they've made improvements on this high crash corridor, increasing signs, pedestrian islands, and adding flashing lights. They hope to secure millions in grants for even more improvements.
The speeds need to be lowered. Traffic needs to be calmed down.
Still, some neighbors say something else has to be done so they don't have to gather on another corner yet again.
One's too many. Something's got to give.
City leaders tell me that they also work on education out here as well as police enforcement. They say that if and when they secure the grants, that they plan to improve crossings, intersections, and possibly also synchronize some of the signals out here. We are live in Southeast Portland. Megan Coxtown, K2 News.
Those friends just paying a memorial and respect to him, bringing some attention to that intersection as well. Thank you, Megan.
It's been 2 or 3 weeks. She's called, she's come. It's been one excuse after another.
Which is why Melinda Martin came to the Problem Solvers. She'd put a $1,500 deposit down on this PT Cruiser. Carl Cook, the car salesman, did the deal.
It was a one owner, and the engine and the transmission had been replaced.
So it sounded to you like it was good
to go. It was a good deal.
But after Melinda ran the VIN number, she discovered the car had not one, but 4 owners.
Does it call into question everything else he told you?
Yes.
So she asked for a refund.
Starting the 22nd.
Repeatedly.
My name is Shelley Bailey Shaw. I'm with K2 News. I understand that you owe Melinda about $1,500.
It's in my pocket. I'm waiting for her to get here. Just don't talk to me.
Melinda's right here. She's right here.
Why don't you? I waited for you last night to come down.
Car, no.
She's been here a number of times, but
your money's right here. Okay? Do you have my paper?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Why are you doing this? This is silly.
Well, you didn't get it. You didn't keep your word as far as getting in touch with me.
I asked you to call last night. I gave you money.
I didn't even talk to you yesterday, Carl.
Okay, if you're going to do this,
she's been here several times.
I don't want to talk to you.
But we continue to press.
This is your chance to make good.
No, this is your chance to leave.
Around the block.
She has a log of calls and visits that she has made to the shop where you have been unable to give her $1,500.
Good thing I know somebody at Channel 2 News, I'll tell you.
Well, now you know 2 people at Channel 2 News.
For the next 9 minutes.
Do you feel as though you don't owe her the money?
Absolutely owe her the money. She has it right here, and all she had to do was come down last night. Now you've created this big mess for her, so you can do what you want. She can get an attorney. We're all done.
But to his credit,
That's never happened to me before. I've never had a problem.
Cook arrived at the K2 studios a few hours later to apologize and give me Melinda's money.
And thank you for helping me.
No, understood, and I'm glad you came by. This is a much better ending for everyone, I think.
They have taken over. They rule.
John Hoven is sitting down for lunch with his wife Rachel, but they are not the ones who are going to eat.
I sit in this chair what I call the diner, and I'm covered with them. I mean, they crawl up my pant legs, crawl all over my shirt and everything.
As many as 50 at a time, he says, on his body, looking to bite and feed. You can see the blood stains on his jeans.
They get on my pants, I kill them on my pants. These were new pants. Not new now because bed bugs broke them in.
The bed bugs are winning the battle inside here.
Mark Schmidt with Sprague Pest Solutions preps us to go inside.
Yeah.
All right, good. He shows us a complete takeover.
Thousands and thousands.
Bugs living in the beds and couches.
Every crack.
Leaving black splatters and hundreds of white eggs behind.
These dark circles around the buttons on the chair are feces from bed bugs. It's actually blood. They eat human blood, in this case, the blood of John and Rachel. They digest it and then they excrete it out and make these dark stains.
John says he's a veteran on disability and a small pension, and they can't afford to pay for treatment.
What if nothing changes? Do you guys just stay here with the bed bugs like this?
My guess is they're our home. Can't afford to move anyplace else.
At this point, after being in there, I don't think I could just leave it.
Mark's company decided to pay to treat the Hovens' home, but there is an obstacle. The piles of food, clothes, laundry, stuff choking the small trailer, giving too many hiding spots for bed bugs. The treatment might not stick.
It needs a lot of attention before we can really address why we came out again in the first place.
Mark hopes someone in the community will step forward to help get rid of the clutter and infested furniture so John and Rachel can live without feeding thousands of hungry guests.
Hey, when I was a kid, everybody said night night don't let the bed bugs bite. I never thought it was a real thing.
It's the kind of place history buffs daydream about, where pioneer life, although slightly weathered and tilted, seems to have stood still. An infatuation with the Wild West brought Robert Pamplin Jr. to Shaniko 9 years ago.
Yeah, Pamplin. Everybody knows Pamplin.
The Portland media mogul bought and restored the century-old Shaniko Hotel and Cafe, the RV park, and historic wool barn, then paid to fix up other buildings, hoping to preserve and capitalize on Shaniko's historic significance as a once thriving railroad hub.
It was Oregon's inland wool shipping capital of the world.
Be neat to see it if it could get back to that.
But the opportunity of a future as vibrant as the past, now up for sale. The fallout of a battle with a millionaire accustomed to buying what he wants.
And he says, if you don't want me here, I'm gone. And by God, I don't blame him.
And I'm getting kind of tired of talking about the man. He's done nothing but bad here, and he can go on his way now.
At the center of this town spat, nothing new. History books will tell you in the West, it is always about water. Pamplin needed it for his hotel and to expand the town. So Pamplin dug this well just outside of town, and boy, did he find it. 250 gallons of water a minute came gushing.
Oh, he found water, lots of water.
In a town that relies on fragile spring water, Richard Roberts, the mayor's husband, says that's like finding gold.
Yeah, that's a lot of water when you consider we're getting maybe 15 gallons a minute of surface water.
We didn't anticipate finding that much water.
Floyd Ayler oversees Pamplin's farm properties and speaks on this issue when Pamplin won't. To get that water from the well to the hotel, Pamplin requested an easement from the city. For that, the state recommended the water serve the rest of the town too. The tentative deal,
Give them the water and we would buy the water back.
the hitch.
He wanted to build some houses, and there were some people didn't want to see the new houses that he was going to build, next to their property, and blah, 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 you know how that goes.
We never had a housing plan. There was never a development plan. It was only a concept.
But worry over the impact on other pending water projects, the views, and historic district designation changed the minds of some on the council. And April Pitry, who runs a gallery and candy shop in a building Pamplin helped restore. She says Pamplin should have had permission before he drilled within city limits.
He wanted his own private water system, and we couldn't by law give it to him. Oregon said no. And so we were willing to keep negotiating with him, and he decided to stop negotiations.
We were dealing with folks that one day would tell you one thing, the next day they were totally opposite. And we lost confidence.
Pamplin quickly capped the well, closed the hotel, and put it up for sale. Business at Goldie's Ice Cream Parlor since then.
I'm not going to say that it's great because it's not, but it's tolerable.
85 cents.
I would like to see him come back.
He's washed his hands. He's lost confidence in the people.
We don't need you to own our town, own our water. We don't need that. We can do it ourselves. Yes, we may not have been running this city the way he thought we should be, but the city's been running without him for a long time.
And it may have to continue without its most prominent properties. At $3.1 million, and with its new political history, it will take an ambitious buyer. In Shaniko, Anita Kasey, K2 News.
Basically, or how people the man who simply cannot avoid me
but
isn't directionally challenged.
or how people
He's my coworker,
or how people
sporting a hat, glasses, khaki striped shirt, khaki pants, and a big blue President Obama sign.
Here's why we really stopped you. It's because I want to know if you can remember what that man looked like who just ran into me.
I think it was white shirt,
Nice dress shirt.
Blue shirt.
some kind of khaki or green or brownish green maybe. black pants with Obama poster.
Did he have any facial hair? No, not that I saw.
I want to say that he had a slight beard, but that could be just a figment of my imagination at this point.
Can you identify that guy that just ran into me?
I'm 67 years old, my memory goes first.
And that's immediate recall.
As soon as information gets into the mind starts to do other things with it.
Professor William Bechtel is one of the experts at the Cognitive Science Conference. He says memories like what my coworker looks like or whether someone saw the white truck are influenced over time by other memories, what people say, and even dreams.
All these things that come afterwards are potential contaminants from the perspective of getting a perfect record of what happened.
Did you see what he's carrying?
Yeah, he was carrying some kind of a satchel.
A satchel?
The professor says it's important to get multiple witnesses.
Darker pants. Dark pants? Okay, let's go see what he really looks like.
And realize the truth
That's him.
lies somewhere in between.
I got half of it right.
Do you think you could identify him if you saw him on the street again?
If he had an Obama poster, maybe.
Legalized marijuana and same-sex marriage, the two landmark laws now in effect in Washington.
K2's Erica Knocklin joins us live in Vancouver. And Erica, some of those excited couples now rushing into wedding vendors for some last-minute planning.
Yes, it's keeping the couples and the wedding vendors plenty busy. One couple had less than a month to put their wedding together. They're holding it here at Torque Coffee Shop in downtown Vancouver. And for the cake designer of that same wedding, she has just days.
We'll kind of get it started.
Megan Shields makes it look easy. When it comes to creating cakes, she's got you covered, and now her business is spreading to new clientele. Cakes by Design has supported same-sex marriage from the beginning.
And give everyone the opportunity to have a wedding day, to have the wedding day that they've dreamed about all their life.
She's decided to donate a cake,
3-tier beautiful wedding cake, completely free,
to this couple.
Hello again.
Kelly and Sam.
I'm excited. I know, me too.
And she'll provide 20% off to other new same-sex clients. So far, the discount seems to be working.
So excited that they're already booking their cake for Monday. We had 3 other people that wanted to book for Saturday.
Usually somebody comes to you about a cake, what, 6 months in advance?
6 months to a year, yeah.
And now you're talking 3 days?
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
Our schedule are open and we're ready for it.
Cakes by Design has doubled the number of cakes they have to complete before Monday. It means they now have to create 6 cakes. And each cake can take up to 10 hours to make. So that means about 20 hours of work each day. Are you nervous about getting it all done?
You know, we're up for the challenge. We're excited about challenge.
And this is the slow season. Come summer, the new law could mean new jobs. Megan is ready to hire a few new employees.
When the demand is there, we're ready to take them on.
A win for this business and for same-sex couples who can finally have their cake and eat it too.
Not just business, but just we're excited for them. It's just their life also.
Kelly and Sam, that couple who are planning their wedding here at Torque Coffee Shop, tell me they really wanted to use vendors in Vancouver who support gay marriage, but they have had to go into Portland for a few of their items. So really, businesses around the metro area may be feeling this spike in business. Reporting live in Vancouver, Erica Knocklin, K2 News.
All right, Erica, thank you. And see if I asked them to be on TV for an interview and meet my photographer over there, if they would do that without asking you.
Dad John had his eyes on his kids at the park, and with his permission.
Sure, yeah, ask him.
I went to talk to his youngest boy to see if he would leave his father and walk away with a total stranger.
Hi. How are you doing?
I explained I was a TV reporter.
Would you like to be on TV, see my photographer over there?
But to be on TV, he had to walk away from the park. Not only did he come, no questions asked.
You just have to go right over here.
On the way over, his sister decided to come along as well. Again, never having met me before.
Do you want to be on TV?
Okay.
What's your name?
Eve.
Eve, come this way.
My brother might want to be on TV too.
And how old are you, Eve?
6.
6? I'm Emily. It's nice to meet you.
We walked several hundred feet away from the nearest adult, and that's when I asked Eve about what just happened.
Who are you here with?
My dad and my brothers and sisters.
Did you tell your dad you were coming over here with me?
I think he knows where I am.
Did you ask him?
No.
No? Do you think you should have asked him maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, maybe we should go back and ask him, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Dad John says as many times as he talks to his kids about stranger danger, it's just not that easy.
We try to tell them, especially our youngest boy, don't talk to strangers, but
Hank's very friendly.
He does it anyway.
As John's children learn, get better at identifying the danger, John says he knows he plays an even bigger part keeping predators away.
You get that kind of creepy vibe, and you know, those are the ones you watch.
More possible tsunami debris continues to wash ashore in the northwest. This is the latest possible debris. A parent Japanese boat, broken into pieces. Along Cape Disappointment State Park, we have team coverage of the growing debris. We start with K2's Megan Cockstein and the latest discovery.
Here on Benson Beach, this small boat washed up. It's only about 20 feet long, but we're told it didn't come alone. There are 2 other parts of the boat that also washed up.
This is a piece of history for us.
A sight so strange, Joel Erickson spotted it from the lighthouse where he and his wife volunteer.
I went up the top of the lighthouse and I looked down this way and I could see that there was something there on the beach.
Was it like this or was it more out into the ocean?
No, the ocean was out, so you could walk around it.
The fiberglass boat covered in barnacles not native to the Pacific Northwest. Japanese characters on what may be a small wheelhouse that broke off in the surf. And even the life jackets that Sherry McTee snapped photos of, likely not from around here.
I looked at them closely and I could see Japanese writing on them. And they had a little pocket. 2 of them had a little pocket right here, and one of them had a blue whistle still in it.
Visitors curious about this floating mystery are unsettled about the story that it may carry.
I think it's haunting and sad.
While experts are working to identify if the boat is from Japan and tsunami debris, the Ericksons are keeping an eye on it.
Rangers ask us to come down and guard it and keep people off of it, but the tide's coming in, so it's not a problem. But see, like kids like that, because they don't want them touching it or on it or taking stuff off of it.
Now the Pacific County Sheriff worries about what happens if more washes ashore.
Ironically, it fell on the short piece of state beach here that state parks will be responsible for, but this is something we're going to have to deal with in the future, so we're trying to work together to figure out how we're going to deal with it.
Megan Cockstein, K2 News.